Hello everyone, happy evening, a very good evening. I hope and I believe all of you are doing well. A quick note whether the audio visual is all good. Just trying to check the live chat. Okay, thank you so much. Amazing. So I'm glad to see you all here, and I am more so glad to see myself here because, as I'd mentioned in the Telegram group as well, while I was posting that we'll be discussing the 30 days plan today. So even though I was like, no, I don't want to do it today. I'm too tired to do it today. But I said, if not for me, but I have to do for each one of you, because if I don't do it today, I postpone it to tomorrow. That means we have lost on one day. And now that the exam is not very far, the INICET exam is not very far, I know that even one day is important. So I thought, let's push ourselves out of those comfort zones and be here and have this timetable for each one of you so that we can start with this tomorrow itself, right? So each one of us deserve a pat on our back for this, and trust me, it's moments like these when we go beyond our comfort zones, we push our limits, is what makes us feel better and is what gives a satisfying sleep at night. Finally, I did more than what I could do actually. Yes, so I want each one of you to do that in these last days, because remember, let's take this as the final chance. I know it is not, but let's take it so that the false deadlines help us achieve more, right? So make sure you do that, right? And I'll please post down your queries, whatever you have. I can see Rajput girl putting a query regarding PYQs. I'll cater to each one of those once we discuss the plan. So please stick around till the end, because there are many things that I want to discuss. The timetable, of course, but also the class plan that I have for each one of you, that how I'm going to help you in your journey and what are the things that I've planned for you. So very, very important that each one of you are here till the end. And I'll try my best that this particular session and the coming 30 days, we do our best, not just you, but we together. And let's pledge to crack this exam together. Okay, so let's start with this. And I've made a timetable basically which will cater to both the group of the students first, INICET students also, and the NEET PG 2023 students also, because I want a common timetable for all the students so that we all are on the same page. It's easy for each one of you, and it's easy for me as well to plan the classes accordingly. How the NEET PG students can do this, like the next 30 days, I'll be talking about that as well. Okay. And the next, even the FMG students ideally can follow this, but Dr. Dopamine, don't mind. In maybe tomorrow, I'll be coming up with the plan for FMG students as well. If not tomorrow, maybe on 14th. By 14th, I'll be coming up with a plan for the FMG students as well. All right, so it's gonna be a dedicated plan for FMG students as well. So let's start with the discussion. So this timetable will be suitable for students, as I said, INICET also, NEET PG also, and also the students who want to study subject wise, or the students who want to do system wise as well. Like particularly the students who are reading first aid, you have the system wise, the theory which is given in that. So I made a plan accordingly as well. Shubham, as I said, this is going to apply for NEET PG students as well. And the next timetable for NEET PG students basically will come after this 13th of November. Like after the INICET, then we will have another plan for NEET PG students as well. I know that you might have this query, why the NEET PG students should be revising in 30 days when we have the exam on 5th of March. So I'll be talking about that as well. Why this 30 days plan for the NEET PG students as well. Okay. So let's start with this, everyone, and let me tell you at the onset that whenever, this is what I used to read very frequently when I was preparing for my exam. This has been one of my favorite quotes always, and the one which has motivated me. So every time, this is a quote by Michael Jordan, who says that every time I feel tired while I'm exercising and training, I close my eyes to see that picture, to see that list with my name, and this usually motivates me to work again. So I want each one of you to take that 1 minute basically to close your eyes and to see that result list, the result day, checking the result, and seeing your roll number with the great score and a great rank. And I believe that feeling itself is so, the proud moment, the fulfilling moment, that every time you feel tired of studying, you feel bored, you are like, this is something that I'm not able to do, then you should definitely be taking a pause and doing this exercise. So this is that small exercise that I want each one of you to do whenever you're preparing for any exam. Okay. So let's start with this. So basically we have 33 days for INICET. If we start from counting from tomorrow, so 11th October basically to 12th November, the number of days that we have is total 33 days, right? But I have made the best plan for you so that you get enough time for revision. You get time for giving the GTs as well, and then you get 3 extra days for revision as well. So I've tried to squeeze in everything for you so that the subject revision is also done, the GT practice is also done, and the revision, you get 3 days extra for revision as well. So basically what I have done is I'm giving you the plan for 30 days and you have 3 days extra after that, so that you can revise whatever you have made the list of your last minute revision topics. Okay. So let's get on with this. What is the plan actually? So see, you can see on the screen, might not be very readable here, not legible. I have made 2 timetables. I'll be showing each one of you separately as well. So I made a timetable basically starting from tomorrow. So make sure before you go to bed tonight, the first subject that we have in our revision, that is anatomy. Okay, so what is the plan? Basically, if we are starting with anatomy tomorrow, it's only 2 days that I've given for the subject of anatomy, because you need to do that. It's not possible to give 4 and 5 days for even the long subjects revision now. So 2 days when you have to finish anatomy. Okay. Yes, Dr. Rocky Bhai, we are going to be coming back with the pre-test and the post-test also, right? So which we had been missing in the last few days, it would be back. So anatomy, we are starting with that tomorrow. You have 2 days. So what I want you to do is, before you go to bed tonight, after the session is over, at least for the next 2 days, 11th and 12th, I want you to plan the entire day. On 11th, day 1 of anatomy, what systems, what topics I would be covering, how much time I would be dedicating. So I want you to chalk out your plan for the subject before the subject starts, right? So that on day 2, you don't realize, oh my God, I did so much less on day 1. I should have realized before that I don't have much time. So before every subject starts, like tonight, finish planning for anatomy for 11th and 12th. 12th night, then plan for orthopedics. Then 13th, plan for ENT. So this is what I want you to do basically. Okay. And now you can see that there are 2 timetables. One is basically where you would be doing system wise, and one is where it's subject wise. So this is a perfect combination. Every student, like whether you want to do subject wise or you want to do system wise, I've left it up to you. You can decide for yourself. Particularly the students like who are doing first aid, like you have read first aid and you are doing system wise from that, this timetable will suit you. And for the students who feel that only when I do subject wise, that gives me a feeling of completion, you should be following this timetable. Okay, so and I have planned in such a way that these systems and the subjects where you are covering into the systems, they are coinciding, so the timetable will not be affected. Uske upar ka, the pehle ka timetable and uske baad ka timetable basically remains the same. It's only those few days in between from 17th October basically till 28th October. Those 12 days are the ones where we are doing the subjects or the systems. Okay, that is what the timetable is about. So let me show you each of these timetable. So what I have done is 30 days, as I said, is what I have planned for you. 28 days is where you have to complete the subjects revision. That is 19 subjects, 28 days. Now you know that how fast you actually need to be when you are getting to revision. And then I've also given days for 2 grand tests. Now, talking about these 2 grand tests, either you can give 2 grand tests, or those 2 grand test days basically you can use for revisions or whatever backlogs are left. It's up to you. I would suggest at least 1 grand test is what you should be giving, if not 2. 1 grand test to banta hai. Okay? So, what is the plan? Look at this. The 2 grand test is one on 16th of October and one on 30th of October. It's not a grand test that I would be conducting. Basically, any platform that you are following, you are giving the grand test, try to give the grand test. And also, I would suggest that don't give the grand test, both the grand tests on the same platform. Rather, I would suggest give on 2 different platforms, right? And one of that platform that you might have not tried before, basically is the Unacademy Combat as well that we are coming up with. Because this is something like a new questions that you would be seeing. So that will give you, how to solve the new questions, something that you must have not solved in your question banks that you are following otherwise. So 16th of October, either you can give Unacademy Combat. The best part is, like if you get top ranks, you get a lot of rewards. You get significant scholarships or even free subscriptions to Unacademy, which will help you for your NEET PG exam. I think that's a good, motivation basically. And the best is it's a free test. You don't have to register for it. Okay, so let me tell you that this session is not for promotion of Combat, but I see this as a very, very good opportunity. First, to test your preparation, and second is basically to get rewards as well. And this Combat is going to be just 50 questions. It's not a complete grand test, but 50 questions mixed back. So it's only 1 hour. So if you don't want to give a complete grand test on 16th October, you can definitely go for this. I'll be sharing the link in the comments of this video also, how to register for Combat, and even on Telegram group, I would be doing it. Okay. So when you are enrolling, let's say you are enrolling for Combat and you are asked for a code to register for the free test, you can use the code Dr. Nikita as well. Otherwise, you can give a grand test on whatever platform you are following. Other grand test is 30th of October. Don't give a grand test like which is very, very close to the exam, like 7th November or 8th November, because that might, it might affect your confidence. So don't do that. I would suggest doing on 16th or the 30th of October. Now, after that, the next that we have is, this is the timetable that is right in front of you. I'll be sharing this on the Telegram group, the image of both the timetables. So we are starting with anatomy. Anatomy ke baad it's orthopedics, because there's a lot of overlap between anatomy and orthopedics, right? Then we have ENT and ophthalmology, one day. Then in the yellow that you see is basically the period where I put the subjects, which can also be read system wise. So physiology, which builds up to pharmacology, which builds up to medicine. Then pediatrics, surgery and its pathology, right? Surgery, pathology. So these are the subjects which either you can do subject wise, or here in this timetable, basically here is where you can do system wise as well. So that 17 October to 28 October is the time where you can do subject wise, if that gives you the feeling of completion. Okay, until and unless I don't read complete physiology at one go, I don't feel like I have read the subject. You should be going for subject wise. If you are a person who feels that when I read in an integrated fashion, like physio, pharmac, medicine, cardiology, let's say when I read cardiology at one go, that is what helps me understand better. Or if, as I said, if you're doing first aid systems from there, then you can go for this timetable. So these 12 days, either do these subjects 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in these 12 days, or do these systems. I have also given separate days for general part. Right, because surgery may general part, pathology may general part, pharmacology may general part, that will not be covered with the systems, right? So I've given separate 2 days for that general part also, which is not covered with the systems. So basically 17 October to 28 October is the period where either you can do basically subject wise or system wise. Okay? Okay, so a query here, Dr. Barry. I have a class on 1st and 2nd of November. Yes, I do have a class on 1st and 2nd of November, which is in Hyderabad. That's a 2-day like crash course sort of thing, like based on my instinct, what I feel will come in your exam. I'll be doing a crash course. It's an offline face-to-face class. So that's why I have given you 3 extra days as well, right? So I'm finishing this timetable in 28 days only, and I've given you 3 days extra, right? So those 3 days extra, basically you can arrange the timetable. If your first and second you are attending, then you can just shift that subjects which are on first and second basically. So whatever subjects you have on first and second, so radiology, anesthesia and day 1 of microbiology, you can do after 9th of November. That is 10th and 11th of November is where you can adjust. Okay? So that's why you have those 3 extra days as well. Okay, and apart from that, I'm also taking a class in Delhi as well, which is on 9th and 10th of November. Even though this is for FMG students, but the NEET PG students or the INICET students who feel that I won't be able to read anything by myself just 3 days, 4 days before the exam, you are most welcome to attend this session, because whatever I would be discussing is something which is like must know for NEET PG also and INICET also. But if you are one of those students where like you are in a good gears of preparation for INICET, then don't attend this. Even for NEET PG, if you feel that, I know everything, I don't need any easy tricks or mnemonics, then don't attend this. But if you feel that, no, I need to learn the tricks of the trade, how to remember the difficult topics, then you should be doing this session as well, even if you are a NEET PG or INICET student. Apart from that, for Delhi, I'm also planning a dedicated session for NEET PG later on, maybe in December or January, like before the NEET PG exam. But since it would be like after 1.5 months, but this should be a good revision for you guys as well, the NEET PG students as well, right? It's not a great investment. It's not a big hole in your pocket, but it's gonna be an investment with great returns. So, make sure you make the best of this. And here for Hyderabad students, unfortunately the seats are filled. I'll be planning the next session before the NEET PG, so you can at least update your name so that we reach out to you when we plan the next session and you don't miss on the next session. The contact numbers are given. Okay, so that's the plan. So even if you're attending the offline classes, those 2 days sessions, you can adjust your timetable. You can 10th and 11th you can take up basically to fill those days, be it 9th, 10th or be it 1st, 2nd. Workbook is basically where I am working on. I'll give you a workbook as well. If not workbook, at least a PDF would be given to each one of you. Right, so coming back to the plan, then after 28 October, we have the rest of the subjects which will not be covered with the systems. So OBGY, radiology, anesthesia to be done in 1 day. Then we have microbiology 2 days, PSM 2 days, FMT 1 day, psychiatry dermat 1 day, and we have biochemistry 2 days. So basically you decide for yourself whether you want to follow this timetable or you want to follow this subject-wise timetable. You have the freedom to do that. You want to do any customization in this timetable, let's say you feel that biochemistry, rather than doing late, I want to do early, you can adjust the days aage. You can swap anatomy with biochemistry. Whatever you want to do, basically you can do. And this is just a sample plan that I have given you. And yes, based on this plan, basically, I'll be doing the pre-test and the post-test on the Telegram group, Dr. Nikita's Radsynapse. So anatomy, जैसे हमारा कल होगा anatomy, right? So for anatomy, one test would be tomorrow and 1 test would be day after, right? So please make sure you try to do this, and if possible, okay, I'll try to give you the targets also for day 1 and day 2. Wherever there are 2 days ke din hai, basically, I'll try to give you the targets if you're not able to make it yourself. The anatomy mein 2 din mein how can you divide the topics and so on and so forth. Okay? How to integrate surgery? Surgery has been given separate 2 days here as well. Okay, and here in the rest, if you're doing system wise, you can do along with GIT, right? Wherever it fits into, you can do the surgery in that part. ठीक है, जब CNS करोगे तो head and neck वाला कर लेना, endocrine में thyroid breast कर लेना basically. So this is how you would be planning the days. So this is the subject-wise timetable. This is the system-wise timetable. So basically on 16th and 13th of October, you should be giving the grand test and evaluating where are you making mistake. In the grand test, your most important thing is time management. Do not get too much affected by the score, right? The grand test do not reflect how the actual exam is going to be, but at least time management is what should be your target. Now, what are the do's and don'ts in these last days? Revise, revise, revise. Every day, keep at least 1 hour aside for revising those notes that you might have made. I'm assuming you have made those notes of the difficult topics that you tend to forget. So make those topics go into your subconscious mind. Keep 1 hour aside for revision. MCQ practice, most important here is doing the PYQs and the related topics. Try to master the related topics, the previous year topics. Give yourself some break time. Don't get burnt out that you are in all the enthusiasm to start this new timetable, and then after a week you realize that you are burnt out. So please give yourself some break times. Time boxing, very, very important, because if you have just 2 days to complete anatomy, you need to have those time boxes. Key neuroanatomy, I want to finish in 1 hour, right? So that is what it's going to be. So this is the do's, the don'ts. If you have not read something, do not run behind reading that. Don't get into FOMO. That, for example, if you're missing out on the offline sessions that I'm taking, or any other session that your friends are attending but you are not able to attend, that's gonna affect your rank. Please don't have that fear. Trust yourself. Don't try to reduce your sleep in these last days, that I'm not able to complete the syllabus, so I'll cut down on the sleep. It's gonna affect your efficiency and productivity for sure. Don't stress out. Remember that this is important, but this is not the end of the world. If not, God forbid, if this chance does not work out, you're always going to have another attempt. Your mental health, mental peace is more important, and keeping your family members at peace also is important. So don't get yourself stressed out, and don't let your parents get stressed out with this. Don't start doubting yourself. I'm not remembering anything. I'm not good for anything. Don't have those doubts. Everybody, trust me, even one of you who's gonna get rank 1, I'm pretty sure that you also would be going through these doubts. So it's very natural to go through these doubts, but don't let them overpower your confidence. Okay? Fear is good, but only if it is increasing your productivity and not if it is affecting your productivity. Okay? And please do not quit in these last days, because you're definitely gonna get this feeling that I'm not remembering anything. It does not seem that I'll be able to crack this time. Trust me, this feeling you're gonna get even if you give the exam after 2 years, 3 years of preparation. Every exam we feel this ki shayad padhai nahi hui hai, I'm not well prepared, but the results are going to be great. Okay, trust for that, right? So what is going to be the class plan? How I'm going to help you in these days is basically, we are going to have KBMDs. Beech mein I'll keep updating on the Telegram group. What is KBMD is basically Kaun Banega MD. That's basically a live quiz, a TND sort of thing, which I take on Unacademy app as a free live classes. And these are very, very good to develop your MCQ solving skills. So we have clinical long stem questions also, and we have one-liner questions also with mnemonics. So it caters to both. So all the students here, whether you are FMG, NEET PG or AIIMS or even an undergraduate student, should be attending these sessions. They are going to be like a good fun time study that you're going to have. Other than that, on my YouTube channel where you are right now, I'll try to do as much as possible the target based sessions. So like let's say tomorrow, day after, we have anatomy. So I'll try to do at least some important topics of anatomy. I'll try my best, but please pardon me if I'm not able to do it some days. If I'm preoccupied with something, there might be days where I'm not able to do, but trust me, whenever possible, I'll try to do my best for the target based sessions. Apart from that, very, very important announcement, I'll be coming up with a pharmacology crash course. Entire pharmacology in 15 hours, basically 10 sessions. This is going to be on Unacademy Plus. That is only for the subscribers, and it is going to start from 21st October till 7th November. So the plan was to finish it before AIIMS because pharmacology is a very, very important subject. So this is going to be for all the subscribers, whether you are FMG student, AIIMS student, NEET PG student, and you tend to forget pharmacology, you are afraid of pharmacology, then this course is definitely which is meant for you. I'll try to simplify pharmacology with all the tricks, all the easy ways on how to remember the drugs, everything. And it's going to be everything from general pharmacology to anti-cancer drugs to monoclonal antibodies. Everything would be covered in those 10 sessions, right? So make sure if you want Unacademy subscription, first you give combat, so that increases your chance of getting a free subscription. Second, if not, if possible, make sure you attend this course. And then There's also the mnemonics crash course that I'm taking on Unacademy. That's basically all the subjects, important topics with the mnemonics. It's an ongoing course. So if you are an Unacademy Plus subscriber, so make sure you're watching those as well. Okay, so this is a class plan that I have. Apart from that, as I said, for 2 days, like, a rapid revision sort of thing of all the important topics. 1st and 2nd November, the class is in Hyderabad, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And 9th and 10th of November, it's in Delhi. It's going to be in Gautam Nagar, right? A lot of queries for the venue. So yes, it's going to be in Gautam Nagar itself. And as I said, all of you can attend this session. Okay, so both these will be basically dependent on all the must know topics for any exam. So that is what the plan is. You've been given the contact numbers, the links as well to register. Make sure you do it well in time so that you do not miss out on this. Next one, yes. So finally remember that don't stop until you are proud and you make your parents proud, right? I'm pretty sure that all of us have that feeling that I want to make my parents proud. And that is something that always kept me motivated, to always be a good student and prepare well for the exam. So I always had this in my mind that whatever efforts my mom has put into me, I want to give it back and I want to make her proud. That is something which kept me motivated all the time. So I hope that motivates you as well. More than that, don't stop until you make yourself proud. And remember, we are all in this together. I'm there by your side. I might, be not responding to your messages on Telegram group because many times I miss on that. But rest assured, remember that I am there for you. I'll be trying my best to help you get over this. And I want to see all my students crack this exam in the best possible way. And for the NEET PG students, like I was mentioning, how this 30 days plan you should be using and why you should be using. So basically this 30 days plan, take this as your time period to do all the PYQs that you should be doing. Rather than doing it later, like in January or February, I want each one of you to, if not the entire subjects, whatever is the timetable, like anatomy 2 days, tomorrow and day after, I want you to at least finish 3 years NEET PG papers. I'm saying minimum of 3 years. And if 3 years, I would rather prefer if you can do 5 years, that's even better, right? 5 years of NEET PG paper and 2 years of INICET papers, if you can do, that's gonna be the best thing that you can do. Okay, even the INICET students, you should be focusing on the previous year questions now because you cannot afford to make a mistake in the previous year questions. Okay, so this is for everyone. These 30 days, basically remember, whether you are appearing for INICET or you're appearing for NEET PG, is basically your PYQ and the PYT revision timetable. Just focus on that. Don't go behind reading your notes or watching the videos from first page to the last page. Rather, let's work smartly in these 30 days. Yes, I would rather suggest कि आप INICET के लिए जब prepare कर रहे हो तब आप NEET PG के भी कर लो. If your primary target is no, I want to give this INICET attempt very properly. So in that case, your target when you are doing anatomy, for example, starting tomorrow, you should start with solving the INICET papers first. So let's say INICET the May 2022, then 2021 के 2 papers और उसके पहले 2020 के papers. Do anatomy from all these papers and then do the NEET PG ke papers. Vice versa for a student who's giving INICET just for practice, not actually, you are doing it, I want to get into Central Institute, my target is NEET PG. You should be starting with the NEET PG papers first and then go to INICET papers, right? So based on what you are, what is your primary target, please plan your day accordingly. Kausalya, whatever I'm taking on Unacademy is basically what you should be watching for online Short 150 because that's basically the amalgamation of whatever is going to be covered in the offline classes as well. So if you are an Unacademy Plus subscriber, I believe that should help you if you are not able to attend the offline class. All right. So let's go back to the queries that I have. Let me cater to the queries. Should you solve the question paper as whole or subject wise? Please do it subject wise and not as a whole. That does not make any sense. So when you have anatomy like 11th and 12th, do only anatomy questions from, if you are INICT candidate, start with INICT, otherwise NEET PG. So that gives you an idea ki what topic in anatomy is being repeated time and again. If you'll do it like pura paper, you will not even remember ki what was asked last year, what was asked before that in anatomy. So this is what I did when I was preparing for my exam, and it really helps a lot. Do one subject, all the previous year questions together. Okay. What are the PYQ list is not upgraded, right? It's 2018 to 2020 only. What if someone is sincerely starting now? It's the best time. Now is the best time. Whenever you are planning to start, it's the best time. You might be late, but remember that it's better late than never. Even if you put in your best now, trust me, if you're preparing for NEET PG, it's a good enough time to crack the exam. So just I would say one suggestion: don't just work hard, work smart. Slogging is not important to crack this exams. Working smart is more important. Anusha, how many questions? It's basically you plan कि मुझे anatomy 2 दिन में करना है. So which paper I'll be doing in how much time? 2 days में अगर मुझे 10 पेपर करने हैं, 10 papers I'm planning of the previous year questions, INICT and NEET PG, 5 on day 1, 5 on day 2. That is how I would be planning basically. So I don't think like even you need this timetable from my end, like daily targets ki anatomy aaj ye karo, because your target in these days is basically to do the PYQs. So anatomy, rather what you can do is 5 papers मैंने आज किए, 5 papers मैंने next day पे किए. So there you will not be doing like dedicated system wise or topic wise. Rather I would say do the paper wise subject. Okay. Mehak, what exactly is your query? Is it wise to continue plan for NEET for remaining subjects or start revision? If you're not done with one reading also, I would suggest that you complete first reading first and every day give some time basically to revise whatever you have done before. Okay. Dr. Berry, I'll definitely work more on workbook. Even my preference would be to give workbook rather than the PDF. Okay, so that is about this. Any other query? Special classes I'll be doing based on the topics that have been asked. Short is helpful for USMLE? Yes, it is, because the syllabus is the same, right? It's the human body basically that we are reading, whether it's for NEET PG, FMGE, INICT or USMLE. All right, anything else? Pre-test and post-test are going to be there. Aditya, absolutely. Revision में सिर्फ previous year topics पढ़ना होता है, सब कुछ पढ़ना नहीं होता है. You don't have to read everything. Okay, let me take the other queries if I miss. 1 mock and 2 GTs. INICT November expected topic subject wise. I'll try to do that, but how should you be knowing that what topics will be asked in the exam is by looking at the previous year questions. Like I said, if you do anatomy, last 10 papers, you'll get to know what topics are being repeated again and again. Ramana, see, I'll try to give maximum in workbook, but at the same time, I will not give everything in the workbook because I don't want you to be just passive listeners. Until and unless you write yourself during the class, I think it's very passive and you might lose the attention. Only when you write, because this is what personally I believe, when I write, when I'm listening to something, that helps me understand and assimilate better rather than just passive listening. It's just passive listening. You might have, seen yourself, you tend to go to sleep, you're not that attentive. So only when you have all the senses involved, when you are learning something, you remember it better. So whatever fill in the blanks basically would be there so that you write down during the class. Priya, I'm sorry. Priya, for Hyderabad class, we need to make notes. Like I said, not everything. Like it's a table that I'm discussing. I'll just put some blanks so that you'll have to fill. When I am writing during the class, you also write. So basically, we'll be writing together, whatever we are writing. Okay, so I'll give you good time, even if you have to write, and we'll be writing together. Sure, 115 Lucknow, Ritika, not on the cards, at least for now. KPMD is going to be continuing mixed bag itself. Because aisa nahi hona chahiye ki, you're only into that one subject. It's gonna be basically like a good break. So if you're bored of anatomy, you attend KBMD so that you get to learn and revise other topics as well in the process. So it's gonna be mixed bag. Oh, KBMD is going to be mixed bag. Sushil, till how much time first read should be complete? If you're asking for NEET PG, November maximum is when you should finish the first read. Okay. Ajay, it's gonna be based both INICET and NEET both, which is basically the topics which are important for both. But whatever is particularly important for INICET, I'll try to do that as well. Okay, so I hope now all of you have got the plan, what you have to do. Remember, it's the previous year questions basically that you have to do in this 1 month. INICET and NEET PG both. Give yourself these 30 days to basically solve this previous year questions. Kausalya short 150 might be coming up in Chennai. I am planning on that. Shall definitely update on the Telegram group Insta whenever it is planned. Okay. So that was about this. Next Sunday we'll be attending TND. See, if you are attending TND, I would suggest you make a timetable based on that. So whatever TND subject class you are going for, let's say anatomy ka TND hai, so make sure that before that TND, you are revising anatomy. So make a timetable. If you are attending TND class, make a timetable according to that. All right, main notes is something that I would personally not go back to again and again. It's the TND notes and the PYQ notes basically that I would be using more. Main notes, if I finish the first reading, I've understood the subject, the concept. Main notes I would be using to go back for the questions that I'm making mistakes in again and again, for the topics that are my weak topics. Otherwise, I will not be reading the main notes again and again. It actually makes no sense. Genetics video, which genetics video, Sachin? Vasanthi, like I mentioned, short 150 in Chennai might be there on cards. I'm planning on that. I'll let you know soon. Question bank revision. How much time should we give to that? Which exam are you preparing for basically? Yes, definitely. Like I said, 1 hour at least daily you should be giving for revision. Right, and don't try to do the entire question bank again and again. The bookmark questions is what you can do. Right, so I hope I've answered majority of the questions, and if you have any other queries, we can always connect on Telegram group and stay connected. Be here on YouTube. I hope all of you are subscribed, because subscribe with the bell icon on so that whenever there's a live session, the revision sessions I'm planning, you don't miss out on those. Then Telegram group channel where I keep you posted of the sessions on a daily basis, and on Insta where you get to learn a lot of academic information as well that I keep posting on daily basis. Right, so let's stay connected, and remember, like I said, we are in this together, and remember, it's not as difficult as it seems. Just work smart, stay consistent. That's the most important thing. So thank you so much everyone, medicos and other students, FMD students here. Like I said, I'll be coming up for you for a dedicated session and a dedicated timetable, because your exam is on 4th of December. So we have more time. So we'll try to plan according to that. Okay, FMG के लिए मैं आगे वापस आऊंगी. Alex. So, making it a worthwhile class, it's my responsibility because I understand the importance of your time. So I'll try my best to make it give you good returns in returns of the investment of time and also the money that you are doing into this class. Okay, so that's gonna be my motto basically. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for joining in. I hope this has helped you and this has given you a direction for the next 30 days. INICET students, NEET PG students, please do this religiously for the next 30 days. Your focus is the previous year questions and the related topics. And trust me, once you do this, you're gonna see a good jump in your grand test scores as well. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye, take care, and keep studying, keep revising, and keep winning. We are going to have the pre-test and the post-test basically. So pre-test is going to be at 9 a.m. and post-test basically is going to be at 10 p.m. So pre-test 9 and post-test 10 p.m. every day on the Telegram group. These are free tests. So कल anatomy का pre-test होगा. एक बार check कर लेना कि how you are well prepared in anatomy. Okay. Thank you everyone. Good night. Take